Good morning. Today is Monday, the 20th day of Av. Today is the yahrzeit of the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Yitzchak, and he was a Jew of Mesiras Nefesh, as the Rebbe said, that physically, naturally, he left this world before his time, because of the sufferings that he suffered in the Galus, in the exile, in prison, and then later in Kazakhstan in a difficult exile. And yet, wherever he went, he kept the Yiddishkeit, and he kept spreading Yiddishkeit and teaching Judaism and Torah for the people that he came across. And so this day is a very special day. And what he planted, we get the benefit of it. So when a day like this, Rebbe said we should learn Achai Yitin Libay, that the living take to heart, and we take the message from the Rebbe's father, and that is that we keep going and doing the right thing, connecting to Hashem, despite the darkness and despite the difficulties. And when we do this, we'll see how successful we will be. And as the Rebbe said, that with the fruits of his Mesiras Nefesh, we keep seeing. The interesting fact is that today, where the Rebbe's father, he was the rabbi, the chief rabbi of Yekaterinoslav, which today it's called Dnepropetrovsk. And despite the communism, he kept going and kept the Yiddishkeit b'Mesiras Nefesh. And today, the biggest center, I believe, Jewish center in the world, is right there in Dnepropetrovsk, where he was called the Menorah Center. I was there 2 years ago. 7 beautiful buildings in the shape of a menorah. It shows that the triumph of the Yiddishkeit, of the truth. So, talking about the truth, this leads us to today's Tanya lesson. So today's Tanya lesson is where the second half of the chapter 6, the 6th letter of the Igeret HaKodesh, the holy letters of the Alter Rebbe. And as we said, that this letter is talking about, as many letters do, about the mitzvah of tzedakah. And is bringing out different aspects of what the power of tzedakah is. And there the Alter Rebbe was talking specifically about tzedakah that he raised to support the Jews, poor Jews who lived in Eretz Israel, in the Holy Land. And so in this chapter, he was talking about the concept of tzedakah, that it says, Zeireya tzedakah secher emes. When you plant tzedakah, the reward is truth. And we explain what exactly does it mean. He brought the pasuk that it says about Yaakov Avinu. It says, Titein emes leYaakov, you give truth to Yaakov. So yes, what does it mean, giving truth to Yaakov? Yaakov doesn't have truth, God forbid, of course. And he explained that there is something reaching the truth. So yesterday he started explaining the concept of the level of Yaakov is the level of rachamim, compassion. And to serve Hashem with compassion is the serving Hashem the way Yaakov did. Now, what does it mean to serve Hashem with compassion? Is when you think about the greatness of Hashem, and you think about the place where we are, in the low place in this physical world. Now, we're not talking about a person who goes against the will of Hashem. This goes without saying. Obviously, if we go against the will of Hashem, then definitely we need to return, we need to do the right thing. But even if a person who doesn't go against the will of Hashem, but the very fact that he lives in this world and he is capable of going against Hashem, that itself shows that a person is in a dark place, in a place where you don't see the truth. So here it goes, it says the rachamim, when you have this compassion and thinking about your holy neshama, your holy soul that is in such a high place, and yet it finds himself down in such a place where it's foreign to the soul. The soul is one with Hashem. I mean, using an analogy of a son of a king. A king sends a son to a far place, and he wants him to go to that place to educate the people who are very uneducated, and to teach them about what is the king. There is a palace, there is a king, there is a ruling, and so on. The king is in a higher level, and so on and so forth. But the king's son goes in the far place, and he gets mixed up with this crowd. And sometimes he, instead of having him influencing others, he's being influenced by the crowd. So that is a big pity. Then when he thinks about it, he realizes how low he fell. So this is the Rahmanas that we are thinking about our neshama. And as a result, we reach to the level of emes, the level of truth, as we shall soon see. So let's share inside today's portion of the Tanya. Okay, says the Alter Rebbe, V'hinei meidas zois the yesh beis minei dechilu rechima. Now it is well known that there are two types of love and two types of fear of God. There's the love of God, the fear of God, and the love of God. What are the two types? It says, the first type is this kind of love and fear that is born as a result of understanding and the knowledge and the greatness of Hashem. And when one contemplates and meditates about things that lead to love Hashem and to fear Hashem, think about the greatness of Hashem, you think about what Hashem does to you. This is a love and fear of Hashem that is a result of your intellectual thinking. But then there is another type of love and fear. Those are the kind of love and fear that come after you finish you understood the greatness of Hashem. You get a different level of love, a deeper level of love that comes from above, that Hashem gives you. Bibchinas matana, and that is in a way of a gift. It comes in a way as a gift. Hashem is gifting you something that you cannot reach on your own. As it is explained elsewhere, on the verse that says, Avoidas matana etein es kehunaschem. I shall grant you your priestly service as a gift. So the priestly service that a Kohen serves Hashem, it's not that a Kohen is on such a high level that he can reach and he can elevate himself to such a high level united with Hashem. It is a gift that Hashem gifts the Kohen to be able to reach this high level. Shehi midas ahava. And this priesthood refers to the attribute of love, to love Hashem in such a way. V'cheinu gam beyira. It is likewise also in regard to awe. To have awe towards Hashem is also not something that comes naturally. Yes, you can reach understand it through your understanding. You can reach a certain level of love, but not the ultimate true love and true fear or of Hashem. It's impossible. It's not to compare. Just like they say a Kohen gives you a blessing. It says, "V'somu shmi al bnei Yisrael v'ani avarachem." They will put the name of God, and I will bless them. So the Kohen is nothing but a channel, a pipe. Hashem gives the blessing through the Kohen. So this is like a gift that Hashem gives the Kohen to be able to bless Hashem, bless the people. And the same thing is with the love and the fear of Hashem. This is a certain level of love and fear of Hashem that comes as a gift. V'hinei vadai. Now there is surely no comparison whatsoever between the first type of love and fear, which are a product of the created intellect. And the latter ones, which are a gift from the Creator, blessed be His name. This type of love, the higher level of love and fear that comes from Hashem as a gift, this is referred to as truth, emes. Emes, for the seal of the Holy One, blessed be He, is truth. Shehu emes amiti, for He is the true truth. Everyone has a kind of level of truth. But whatever you see, whatever we see, we live in a world of lies. So to reach a level of ultimate truth is only Hashem. Only Hashem has the ultimate truth. Our truth is only what we perceive as truth in our mind. But Hashem is the ultimate truth. They say the Alter Rebbe, when he was before he passed away, even before, he used to say, "I don't want." He used to turn to Hashem and says, "I don't want your Olam Haza, this world. I don't want your Olam Haba, the coming world. All I want is you alone." Even the Olam Haba, the Gan Eden, the higher levels, spiritual levels, the Alter Rebbe reached a level to understand that he doesn't want that. He wants the truth. He wants Hashem Himself. All the truth among the created beings is considered as nothing compared to Hashem. However, so the question is, now how can you reach that truth? How can you reach the level of real, true love and fear of Hashem? Says the Alter Rebbe, but which is the way whereby a man can merit the loftier love and fear that are termed the truth of Hashem, the truth of God? Says the Alter Rebbe, what is the way? Inehu al yedei she'oyer rachamim rabim lifnei Hashem al hanitzot shebenafshei. When you truly arouse great compassion in God's eye for the spark in His soul, when you really think about, you meditate about the spark of the godless soul which is in you, and you have rachmanis, compassion, as we learned yesterday. Shehi midasei shel Yaakov mavriach me'akotze el akotze. And this, the attribute of compassion, this is the attribute of Yaakov. And it's called Mavriach Me'akotze El Akotze. He bolts from one end to the other. It is connected from the top to the bottom. The truth goes throughout. This is from the uppermost of all levels to the nethermost, to the lowest levels. Causing the truth of Hashem to flow to this lowly, dark world. Because we are in a lowly, dark world. And as we grow older, as we grow smarter, we're able to reach more and more of the truth. You give a child doesn't understand. You give him a choice between a candy and a $100 bill, he'll choose the candy. The more we understand, the more we realize what is the ultimate good, our desires get to higher goods. And that is what we need, to draw down the ultimate good of Hashem, the ultimate love, to this low, dark world. And it says, Ki eishev b'choshech, Hashem oir li. As it is written, when I sit in darkness, God is a light unto me. V'zeu ki govar aleinu chastei. And this is the meaning of the phrase, for His kindness has prevailed over us. The kindness of Hashem, this is what prevails over us. And, however, so in order to get this, we have to arouse within ourselves the compassion. But, says the Alter Rebbe, lifnei Hashem tzricha liyes gam ken be'emes. The problem is, when you are arousing in Hashem the compassion, who is arousing? Do you really mean it when you're asking Hashem the compassion for your neshama? Says that itself also needs to be a true arousal. Says this arousal of God's great compassion also needs to be done in truth. So how do we do it? The problem is, as we said before, our truth is not the ultimate truth. So even if I try to arouse from Hashem with my truth, I'm looking only at the way I understand truth. And my understanding of truth is very limited. How do you reach to the ultimate truth? How can one reach the ultimate truth? Says the Alter Rebbe, gives us advice. And there he connects it with what he started, the mitzvah of tzedakah. But even when it is true, in mortal terms, how by means of relative truth can one arouse supernal compassion from the truth of God? This the Alter Rebbe answers, the solution recommended for this is through the practice of the attribute of charity. Why? Why charity? So he explains, because charity is something that you give to someone that doesn't have. When you allow yourself to give from what you have to someone that doesn't have, Hashem, this triggers something, a similar thing that Hashem does to you, that Hashem gives us His truth, something that we don't have. Which is the attribute of compassion for him who has nothing of his own. To revive the spirit of the lowly. And when an arousal from below elicits an arousal from above, Hashem me'oirer yeshenim u'meikit nirdalim. That Hashem, that God rouses those who sleep and awakens those who slumber. What are those who sleep and slumber? It says, Emchinas rachamim v'chasodim elyonim hane'elamim. He rouses the great compassion and supernal attributes of kindness, which are concealed. That's what when a person is sleeping, is concealed. The same thing is this ultimate rachamim, the supernal kindness is in a state of sleep, and our tzedakah causes Hashem to awaken those deeper truths of kindness and compassion. So that they emerge from concealment into manifestation and into great illumination. So that a man is illuminated with the light of life, with the truth of God unto the world. And now it explains the beginning of the chapter. But it says, Zeireya tzedakos secher emes. Zeo lashon azriya anema b'tzedakah. This is the terminology of zriya, which means sowing, that is related to charity. As in the verse which this chapter opened, he who sows charity, or in the verse, sow for yourself for charity. Latzmiach emes elyon emes Hashem. What happens with planting? You plant a seed. Let's say someone who has only seed left. When he plants the seed in the ground, it seems like he's giving it away and he's losing it. But after the planting, the seed that you lose, that you give away, grows something greater. Le'atzmiach emes elyon emes Hashem. One thereby causes the supernal truth, the truth of God, to sprout. Ubifrat, and especially b'tzedakah v'chesed shel emes she'osim imeretz HaKodesh. The ultimate truth and tzedakah and charity that we do with the Holy Land. May it be built and established speedily in our days. And thereby, this realizing what it says in the verse, Emes me'eretz titzmach. Truth shall sprout from the land. And talking about the land of Eretz Israel, Al Yedei Zrias Tzedakah, by sowing charity in it. V'chesed v'rachamim anesofim v'nelkotim l'seichel, and the kindness and great compassion that are gathered into it and gleaned in it. Me'oirim gam ken chasodim elyonim atzfunim v'ne'elamim ba. Does this correspondingly arouse the supreme graces and that are hidden and concealed, as it is written, how great is your kindness which you have hidden. And this is what so that the land is established and set up firmly with the coming of Mashiach. And this is as what is written, through tzedakah shall you be firmly established. So this is the end of this chapter 6, the 6th letter of Igeret HaKodesh, which the Alter Rebbe talks about the tzedakah. And the advantage what tzedakah has is when you zirei tzedakah, when you plant the tzedakah, then secher emes, the reward is truth, that Hashem allows us to reveal and to tap into the ultimate truth that we have, the truth of the neshama, the truth of the love to Hashem, the fear of Hashem, that we were able to sense somewhat the ultimate truth, and ultimately that will be revealed with the coming of Mashiach very soon. Amen. Please share these words of Hashem and join us daily, 9 o'clock on Zoom. You have the link down in the description, and please share and subscribe to this YouTube. If you have any questions, you can ask now.